is working. Are we live streaming? Stop live streaming. So it's already on. It's live streaming. Okay. It's on mute. So hello everyone. Welcome to week 3. Good morning. And welcome to my classroom physical participants. So today we are going to be exploring the new topic, vision board and goal setting. So goal setting and vision board. So goal setting comes before vision board because it's from your goals that you're going to create a vision board. Week 1, we learned about self-awareness, the different aspects of self-awareness, the internal and the external self-awareness. Both of them are so important. The internal self-awareness is knowing yourself, knowing your capabilities, knowing your gifts, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, your self-perception, and the internal foundational things. Then the external self-awareness is about knowing how you impact other people, knowing the energy that you give out. And you can, know that from feedback and some other strategies that we explored. Week 2, we explored mindsets, the growth and the fixed mindset and strategies of improving your mindset, growth language, and etc. You can always go to the page, the YouTube page, to watch a replay and then write your assessment. This week, week 3, we are going to be exploring goal setting and vision board. They both go hand in hand. When you're done setting your goals, then you can create a visual representation of your goal so that you can always see it. It is wonderful today. It's a wonderful day. Let me share my slide. Please, where is it? It's wonderful today. It's a wonderful day. Let me share my slide. Where is it? It's wonderful today. It's a wonderful day. Okay. Goal setting and vision board. objective of this lesson, unlocking potential, mastering goal setting and vision board. So how many of you have heard about goal setting? You have not heard about goal setting? Of course, because that's one of the things that we teach here at the Transformation Center. So you can't hang around this center without knowing about goal setting and vision board. We actually have our vision board. Look at our vision board right here. That's another vision board over there. So you cannot be around here without being exposed to things like this. So by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to understand the fundamental principles and benefits of effective goal setting. Effective goal setting, because you can set goals, but there are strategies for setting effective goals. You'll be able to learn practical strategies for setting and achieving personal and academic goals. You'll be able to explore the power of visualization and creating inspiring vision boards. You'll be able to develop actionable plans for integrating goal setting and vision into your daily life. So is understanding the fundamental principles and benefits of effective goal setting, and to learn practical strategies for setting and achieving personal goals. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll do the part 3, and on Thursday, we'll cover part 4, and on Friday, we'll have our assessments. So what is goals? What is goal setting? Before setting goals, we should know what goals are. Who can tell me what a goal is? What is a goal? Why is it making noise? What is a goal? Okay. It's something we want to achieve. And small and short. Do you have another definition? A goal is something that you want to achieve. Simple and short. And then goal setting is the process of creating the plan, the different things that you need to help you achieve the goal. So we'll begin with a case study. And this case study covers the entire part 1 and 2 that we're going to deal on today. So you listen attentively because it will give you an insight into it. Then when we begin to explain it, it will be easy for you to, understand. This is the case study of Gifted's music dream. Gifted's music dream. So here is the story. Gifted was a 14-year-old who loved music. He dreamed of playing the guitar and writing his own songs. So this dream can be anything. You have your own dream, you have your goal, you have whatever. So this is Gifted's own. So you put your goal and dream into this. So when we mention Gifted's dream about music, you put your own there because it's the same strategy that you can use. His vision was to become a musician, sharing his music with the world and making people happy. But he didn't own a guitar and he didn't know where to start. Now, here is Gifted's challenges. Number 1, lack of resources. No guitar, no lessons, no musical experience. It was just a dream and a desire. So that lets you know that you can start from a dream. You can start from a desire. It doesn't have to be something that you already have. The second challenge that Gifted has. Gifted often okay. I will share screen, okay. So let's finish this case study, then I will share my screen. So the third challenge, so let me go over the challenges again. The first challenge, lack of resources. There was no guitar, no lesson, no musical experience, no money to even do any of that. Second challenge, self-doubt. Gifted often thought, I'm not talented enough, I'm not good enough compared to other people that are already doing it. Because whatever it is that you want to do, there is somebody that is already doing it. That's just the truth. The third challenge is no clear plan. There was no plan. He just had a dream, but no steps to achieve it. And it's a wonderful place to start. That's why this lesson is very important. You don't have to have it all, but we are here to learn how to be able to move from where you are right now to where you want to be. So how Gifted use goal, vision, and visualization. This is how she did it. He did it. I'm saying she because I have a Gifted that is a girl, but this Gifted is a boy. So goal setting. Gifted didn't just say, I want to be a musician. He broke his dream into smaller, manageable goals. So number one, break down that vision, smaller, manageable goals. You don't have a note. So the first goal is save money to buy a used guitar within 3 months. You can see, when we go into the goal setting proper, you see that every goal should have a timeline. That's why there is a deadline. Save money to buy a guitar, a used guitar, within 3 months. The second goal that Gifted set for himself is find free guitar lessons online and practice for 30 minutes every day. So there are free classes that you can get online on YouTube and practice 30 minutes every day. The third goal that Gifted sets for himself is learn 3 basic chords in the first 3 months. He made his goals specific. You can see how specific these goals are and the timeline. So the goals that he sets for himself, you can call it a SMART goal. Yes, it's specific, it's measurable because there's a timeline and there are things that he wants to achieve, specific things. It's achievable. It's relevant to the goal and the vision, relevant to the So we now see that Gifted's vision and Gifted's goal is SMART. He said a SMART goal. Now let's continue. Let's see how Gifted connected his goal to the vision, connecting to your vision. Gifted reminded himself why he wanted to play music. So you have to have a why. Why do you want that thing? And remember the why is to share his music with people, to make people happy. That's his why. He wanted to express himself, to make people feel good, and to share his creativity. Whenever he felt discouraged, he thought about his vision of playing on a stage and seeing people enjoying his music. This kept him motivated because in the journey of achieving your goal, you're going to face challenges. There will be discouragements. It is only your why that can empower you to continue. So if you don't have a strong why, you will not be able to continue because you'll be defeated. You'll be like, why am I even doing this? But if that why is strong enough, it will motivate you to continue, because challenges, roadblocks are waiting for you as you journey to achieve your goal and vision. Using visualization every day, Gifted spent a few minutes visualizing himself playing the guitar. He imagined the sound of the strings, the feeling of the guitar in his hands, and the joy of creating music. This is visualization. Anybody can dream. You can close your eyes and go to America. You know that? You can go anywhere. There is no restriction in your imagination, in your imagination. So that's why you have to dream big, because dreams, they are free. Nobody can come and say, don't dream or pay me money for dreaming. Nobody can do that. You can only limit yourself or stop yourself by not dreaming. You can dream. And one thing you have to know, write it anywhere that you can't get to in your mind, anything that you cannot think of achieving, you cannot see yourself achieving, you probably not achieve it, because you have to see it in your mind first before your body will catch up. Your mind is real. Your imaginations are real. They create the reality, the spiritual reality for you. And then the opportunities, you begin to see it. You begin to attract the opportunities. And as you take steps towards the opportunities that you're attracting, you find yourself living that dream and goal. So he visualized himself playing. He visualized himself watching online lessons. This is before he started anything. This is before he started. This is before he started. At this point, he does not have a keyboard yet. He has not found the lessons yet. He just set it as a goal. Today is today. Somebody needs to hear this. That's why you have all these challenges. Somebody needs to hear this, because this is really practical ways to achieve your goal. This is practical way for you to move from where you are to where you want to be. So this is a very important lesson. Somebody needs this lesson. So let's go over again the things that he did. He visualized himself watching online classes and lessons and understanding the chords. He even visualized himself writing his own songs. He pictured himself playing in front of friends and family and receiving applause. This helped him to build confidence and believe in his ability. And the result, Gifted started saving money, by doing small chores and selling some of his old items. So you see, visualizing, seeing himself, experiencing that, doing those things, seeing himself connecting with that dream gave him the motivation and the empowerment to start working towards it. And one of the first steps he took was start saving money by doing small chores and selling some of his old items. He found free guitar lessons on YouTube and created a daily practice schedule. He practiced consistently, even when it was difficult. Within 3 months, he had enough money to buy a used guitar because he was determined. See, anything you put your mind to do, you will do it. I'm telling you, no matter how big it seems, once you come to that decision, I'm going to do this, you make up your mind that you do it. You see yourself doing it, you do it. I'm telling you, do you know why? Because we are gods. We are created in the image of God. We are creators. Amazing. So more lessons, more lessons. Dreams becomes goals when you break it down into smaller steps. Dreams become goals. So you move from dream, you break it down, goals. When you break the goals down, plans, you can write it. When you break the plans down, steps. So you go from dreams, you break it down because you have to start from the big dream. You have to have a dream. Now you want to go to university. You have to go to secondary school. This you're breaking it down. You have to go to primary. You have to, so you have to have the big dream. Then you break down the big dream. When you break it down, it becomes goals. And when you break down those goals, it becomes steps. So those are the steps to success. You have to have the plan. When you break down the goals, it becomes plans. And when you break down the plans, it becomes steps. You cannot jump from here to becoming a medical doctor. No matter how much you pray, and God wants you to be a doctor, but you can't move from here to doctor. It's not possible. So doctor is the big vision. Then now you have the goals. Finish my WAEC, write JAMB, enter medical school. Finish my first MB, write my exam, pass. Write the second one, pass. Do every other thing. Go for my housemanship, house job, residency, or whatever, before you become a doctor. So you see, you have broken it down into, and every of those goals, they have a time limit. You cannot be on one forever. That's why if you are in university, if you have, I think, 2 extra years of career, they will tell you to go. So medical school is 6 years. You're supposed to finish in 6 years. It's time bound. So when Nigeria happens, strike and everything, you might stay there for like 7. But if it's just, oh, I just want to be in university, you cannot be there for 10 years. You cannot be there. They will drive you away. So every step has a time limit to it. I hope we are understanding. because these are practical things. Then another lesson is your vision is your fuel. It keeps you going, even when things get tough. Yes, because there is a why behind the vision. Then visualization helps you believe in yourself and prepare for success. Visualization I'm building bridges to connect people. That's the most important thing, so that you can be able to solve the problems of traffic and connectivity and all of those things. That's amazing. So imagine you enter university, God forbid, you now have a problem with a course, one of the courses, and you have to retake it. Some people will give up, like, why am I even doing this? But when you remember your why, it will make you to go back and rewrite that course. Some people have abandoned their degree because they have carryover. They didn't want to come back and write the carryover. They just abandoned the whole thing and just move. There are so many people that have not finished school because, they have like 2 or 3 carryovers and they feel so embarrassed. How do I come back to school and now be taking the course with other people? They'll just leave it and just. So, but your why is all motivate you to go back. I have a friend. She's a pharmacist today, but it's like she was repeating every year in school. Anytime they write their exam, I think there's an exam they write, she will fail it. She will retake it to the next class. She will pass. She will go to the next one, fail the next exam. She will still retake it. She's a pharmacist now, as in she's a senior. She's my senior. And me, I came out of school like 21 years ago. That's when I came out of uni. So you can see how many years that she has been practicing, even though it took her almost twice the amount of time to finish her program. But she's now a pharmacist, successful one at that. So the years of challenges, she was determined to be a pharmacist, and she's now a pharmacist. So the time will still come and go. And if you don't do it, that time will still come and go. Some people will say, oh no, going back to university now, I'm too old. 4 years is too long. Do you know that 4 years will come and go? And if you didn't enter the school, you will not enter the school and the time will come and go. And you will not have the degree. So that is the case study. And I'm sure that we learned something from that. So we can go into the class now. Now, it will be easier to put the things together as we share. Like I said, we're going to cover parts 1 and 2, which is the foundations of goal setting, vision board, and practical goal setting strategies today. Then tomorrow we'll deal with part 3, and next tomorrow part 4. Then we'll have our assessments. Each time it goes off, it goes on mute. Okay, I think my screen is on now. Oh yeah, it's on. So foundations of goal setting and vision. Why goals matter? It provides direction. It increases motivation. It boosts your confidence. It fosters personal growth. It improves performance. The psychology of achievement, how our beliefs and focus influences our outcomes. The role of self-efficacy. So goal setting helps us like okay, why am I doing something if I don't have a particular target? When you left your house this morning, did you not have a goal of coming to the transformation center? And it motivated you to take the road, even enter the rain to come to this place. It also gave you the direction because you are not going straight to your school. You change direction. So goals give you the direction. It provides direction because when you know where you're going, you will be able to know the path to that road. So right now, if you're going to the east, it's like this way. If you're going to the north, it's like another way. If you want to go to Abuja, you can't just go and stay in Ibadan Park. You see? If you go there and they're calling Ibadan Iwo Road, Ibadan Iwo, you know that this is not my destination. It's not my goal. You will not stay there. You will go and be looking for where is the park that is going to Abuja. When you find it, that's the bus that you enter. It provides direction. So the reason why a lot of young people wander about as if they don't know anything they want to do with their life, they don't have a goal. You see why? That's why you see them acting anyhow, doing however they want. If you have goal, it gives you focus and direction. You will not be misbehaving. You know that this one is not leading me to my goals. This is only taking, my time. It provides motivation. It boosts your confidence because you know where you're going. Now, let's take a quick poll. What's one goal that you've achieved that made you proud? Raise your hand. What is one goal that you have achieved that made you proud? It doesn't have to be something big. It might just be finishing a book. It's a goal. Or when you came here, you saw the 7 habits of highly effective teens. I told you, so I'm going to read that book and finish, and you finished it. It's a goal, and you achieved it. So what is one goal that you've set for yourself, and you achieved it, and it made you proud? Okay. How to? Done. That's a wonderful goal. I remember when I set a goal for myself to sew as well. I was so idle. I took up sewing lesson. I did the basic, not the advanced. Bought a machine. I can actually sew a basic, decent dress. So it's amazing. It also helps you explore your creative side. So how about you? What goal have you set for yourself that you achieved that made you proud? Oh yeah.
That's how we were doing. I was after the mention around professor wants to get more than 250 Niger. That's what it was.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I'm sure that you were not thinking of it as a goal that you set and achieved. It's a major goal that you set and you achieved it. I remember when you shared the how you moved to the art class within a short period of time and you were able to do so much more. That's amazing. That same principle, you can apply it to anything that you want to achieve. It's not different. It's not rocket science. If you've done it before, you can do it again. You can even apply it in a bigger project. It's the same principle. So you need to go back and retrace. How did I do it? What were the steps that I took? What were the determinations that what the things that pushed me? What were the things that I said, the plan that I put in place that helped me? Because you did not just jump from there to achieving it. There were things you did. So you track those things. You can use the same principle. It may not be the same method, but it's the same principle to achieve any goal. So how about you?
There are many actually. And let me start with the little notes. Sometimes I do set goal for myself or do something by particular time. Let's say I have to be in a place by let's say 1 o'clock and I have things to watch and I have things to play. I will set the goal that I will do these things and save it up at that time. So it helps me position my mind, it helps me position my mind to do it with and to achieve my goals. And also the difficult ones, I have set goal myself or learning digital skills. Even though I have no way of doing it, I just set it like I just told myself that by this year, by the end of this year, I will at least know these skills by digital skills. So, and by the end of the year, I found opportunities and
See how the opportunities came to you because you made that determination. Do you know there are so many people that are passing by this opportunity? The reason why you recognized it is because it was your goal. So when you saw, is the same principle. I wonder how the people watching this, how they are feeling with all these pauses. Sorry, I need to apologize to you. It's network, but I'm trying to also move back and forward because there is a hybrid class. We have our on-site participants and the online participants. So even when my face is not facing you, my online participants know that we have other people in the class. Okay, so let me reshare the screen. Foundations of goal setting and vision. Defining your vision. So, every vision is the foundation of every vision is your values, your purpose, and your beliefs. You can't just have a vision that is not embedded in the core of you. You can't just come and say, I just want to be a comedian. Like, there is no connection. It has to be in line with your values, your purpose, your life purpose, your passions, and all of that. Your values, what truly matters to you. Your vision, that vision that you have, it has to be what truly matters to you. It has to be embedded in it. Like, one of my visions or my life vision is to create, these opportunities for young people, create resources, platforms for people to be able to, grow and increase. And it's embedded in my values of personal development and empowering people. It's embedded in my values of compassion, seeing other people better than I was. Because what you have now, what you're hearing now, I didn't have the opportunity to know and hear. I would have made better decisions. I'll probably not be where I am today. But thank God that we are here today. So your vision has to be in line with your purpose. What impact do you want to make? What is your why? Your vision has to be in alignment with your goals. You have to align your goals with your vision because the vision is a big one. Then your goals have to be in alignment. The goals are the smaller steps that you have to take. You can't say, I have a vision of being a medical doctor, and in choosing your JAMB subjects combination, you're choosing courses that would not take you there. So you see, your goals have to be in alignment. I'll tell you a funny story. When I was in secondary school, because I went to a science school, my friends that I went to secondary school with, like in our platform, we have more doctors, nurses, because it's a science school. So when we were in school, everybody wanted to be either a doctor or pharmacist. Doctor, pharmacist. But most of them are nurses now because like maybe they didn't get the cutoff mark, so they went into nursing. So if you come to my platform, you see a lot of doctors, a lot of pharmacists, a lot of nurses, like science. Then I had a friend there. When she was choosing her JAMB coordination, first choice, medicine. Second choice, engineering. They don't go together. They don't go together. Everybody was just laughing at her because most of people were choosing first choice medicine, second choice pharmacy. Chose medicine and engineering. There is no way they don't go together because the subjects are not the same, you know. So there was no alignment. Funny enough, she's a doctor today. Yes, she's a doctor. But nobody thought that she could be a doctor then. Well, she's a doctor today. So you have to ensure that your goals, are in alignment with your vision. Your goals should be taking you to your visions, to your vision. The things that you do every day should be taking you to that big thing, because the vision is a big thing. Your goals are the things that you do every day leading to that vision. Now, we want to be, PDAC Foundation, we want to be known. We want to be, the place where, when we talk about personal development for young people, not just in Nigeria, but in the world, we want to be known for that organization where you can come and get all kinds of resources in abundance. And that's why we keep creating content, books, resources, courses, as in all kinds of resources, so that people can always come and have that. So we can, say that this is our big vision. You now see us creating content about what now? Something that is not related, about baking. Yes, something that is not related, even though that skill development is part of it. This is also a skill, but that's not the kind of skill that we're talking about. It's, the soft skills. So everything we do every day, we are intentional. Even this class that we are teaching right now, it's towards the big goal. Yes, the big vision. So everything that you do every day should be leading you towards your vision. So you ask yourself, when you start doing something, or when somebody brings an opportunity to you, you ask yourself, is this going to lead me towards this? I know there was a time, Forever Living products or all those MMM was raining, people were jumping in, and all of those things. I will ask myself, is this going to lead me towards this vision that we're achieving right now? Or is it going to take me out of it? And I realized that it will take me out of it. It's not in alignment with my vision. So no matter how the opportunity seems, they'll tell you, I want car, I want this one. Or when you get to superstar, this one's you win this. I was not tempted because it was only a distraction. It was only a distraction. And the truth is, today, I am still focused, on my vision. And most of the people that did those things, they fizzled out. They are nowhere. That's how it would have taken me out of my vision. Maybe I would have been nowhere too. So part of the foundations for goal setting and vision, the power of visualization is so powerful. I cannot overemphasize that. And visualization can begin even before you take the first step towards your dream, because you're not paying anything. Just have that vision and begin to envision yourself, see yourself in that place. See yourself achieving every goal. Okay, so we're back again. So these things, the steps, you see, God made it in such a way that nobody can say that anybody hindered me. You can only hinder yourself. Nobody can hinder you. Because the things that you need, the basic raw materials that you need, they are free. Eh? The basic raw materials you need to achieve your goal, whatever goal it is, they are free. You see, Chiwike's example right now is such a powerful example. He set a goal for himself. He wants to learn basic digital skills before the end of this year. As at the time he set that goal, there was no place to learn it. There was no device or whatever to learn it. It was just a desire. And all of a sudden, you see how the opportunities came to him. He recognized it. And now he's in the process. I even saw you. The basic things that we need. Have I been showing on the screen here? Okay. The basic things that you need to achieve any goal, they are free. Say it, free.
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 Before you start asking anybody for money, oh, nobody's supporting me. Before you start asking anybody, come and help me. The things that you need is inside you and they are free. And if you get it right there, if you leverage on that part, the other ones will be so free. You don't even need to ask too much. You don't even need to ask. You see it coming to you. And even when you open your mouth to ask, because of the convictions within you, because you've got so much aligned yourself with that dream, it will propel the hearer to respond. Because when they ask you a few questions about what you're doing, what you want to do, because you have so much, embodied it, you'll be able to share freely. And that was the same thing that happened when we secured this place. Before we secured this place, it was a dream to have a center where young people can come, have access to these books and the trainings that we're having now. But there was no money, and I look around me, there is no place for the money to come from. But the things that I had the power of my mind to visualize it. And I took it a step further. Instead of leaving it in my mind, I went online and I got a picture of children's library, put it together as a vision board, and I printed it out and I put it on my table in front of me. Every day I look at it and I say, thank you, Father. I don't know how this is going to happen, but this is my desire. This is my goal. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I just thank you. In fact, we even put it on our website and put coming soon. Coming soon. There was no money. There was no place for the money to come from I could think of. But then, because we already, did the first part, God put us in contact with the people that helped us to achieve this goal. So you see, the first parts, the things, the foundational things that you need are free. They are free. They are free. Say free.
Free.
Okay. So the power of visualization. How visualizing success activates similar neural pathways as actually performing the action. We talked about it the other time. When you consistently do something, your brain will literally begin to board and create a neural pathway for that thing. The brain does not know the difference between what is visualized and what you are actually acting upon. Do you know that? Your brain does not know the difference between what you're visualizing and what you're actually doing. As you're visualizing it, the brain is seeing it as now. As you're doing it, the brain is seeing it as now. It's creating that neural pathway. So if you start seeing yourself somewhere, start visualizing yourself in that, the brain does not know whether you're actually there physically or you're on your bed visualizing it. The brain just knows that this is an experience that you desire. Does it make any sense? So with that, what can you do with that? What can you do with that power? What can you do with that power? And you know that it's not just science, because man is spirit. Man, 3 in 1. Man is spirit, you have a soul and live in a body. When you're visualizing, it is actually your spirit man that is at work. When you're there in the physical, it is your body that is there. Do you understand? So that is why anywhere you cannot get to with your mind, your body will never get there. Anywhere your mind cannot get to, use your body can never get there, because your mind will have to get there. The mind goes ahead of you. The same way our mind went ahead of us and created this transformation center before we entered it physically. So you see, if you're waiting to enter physical, you cannot. That's why people struggle. That's why they call it hustle. Do you think that the richest people on this earth are hustling in the physical? They use their mind. They use their mind. And then they execute. So our mind is the most powerful asset and resource that we have. And that's why visualization goes ahead of the first action step. What is that thing that you want to do? Just write it down and begin visualizing it. And that's how I do. That's also how I write my books. If I want to write a book now, and I know that, okay, I want to write on this topic, the first thing I do is to create a cover for that book. That was when I started, now, if I want to write a book, I write a book. I don't wait for things to motivate me. But when I started, I will create a cover, print it out, and put it on my vision board. Of course, I already have a timeline to finish this project before a certain date. And it's usually not more than 1 month. Like if I start a new month, I have to finish that project before the end of that month. So I put a vision, the cover on my vision board, and I'm looking at it. The first week, I don't have any motivation. I'm not doing anything. The second week, I'm not doing anything. Do you know, from the third week, because I know that I have a time to finish it, something kicks in my brain. Sometimes I will not even sleep for 2 days. I'm working on that vision. I will not be able to put it down until it's done. That's the power of a SMART goal and combining it with visualization. Things that people will stretch. They tell you they're writing a book for 2 years. Coach Kevin. You can actually compress it and finish it within 3 months. It's done. The power of visualization. Now, let's continue. These things that you're learning here is things that you teach in Lagos Business School. You pay several thousand, millions to attend these courses. So don't take it for granted. These are things that rich people know that made them different from people that are still struggling. Yeah. Manifestation, the idea that focusing on your desires can help bring them into reality, combined with action. So of course, manifestation is when you see it in reality, when it manifests physically. But there cannot be manifestations without visualization. It begins with visualization. The visualization gives you the motivation to take actions, and then the actions leads to manifestation. You see the step. So a lot of people are waiting for manifestation, and they wait the whole year. And that's where we get it wrong, even as, believers, people of faith, Christians. We go, we pray, we get a vision from God. And we pray. God wants us to have that thing. It's in the Bible. God wants us to be well. God wants us to be successful. And we then pray, 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 pray. You know, we just got in contact with the vision. We got the vision and we see ourselves there. But there are actions to take, even in health and healing. That's why, what was this prophet? After he finished praying, God told him to go and get a leaf and apply on that wound. It was when he applied that leaf on the wound. Eh? It's in the Bible. There's a prophet. There's either a prophet or a king. Applied it on and he got healed. Imagine if they had prayed for him, or God had told him that he'll be healed. Then the instructions came, go and get the leaf and apply. He will now say, God said every other thing. God has said. The word declares, the word says, you quote the scriptures, and then you're not seeing it in the person's life. When you pray, God speaks to you. Prayer, whether you're a Muslim or whatever profession or religion, prayer is talking to God. But nobody talks about God talking back to us. Does God not answer? God responds to us with instructions and directions. And if we follow those directions and instructions, we get to where he wants us to get to. So you ask God, Father, Lord, I need 1 million naira for this. And you pray, you quote the scripture. God will give you direction. It might just be, go and sell that thing, or go and do that thing, or go and do that thing, or go and do that thing. You know, let me give you a practical example. When I was writing my exam, there was one particular course, I wasn't studying it before, so it was difficult because they pushed all our courses together. So, as in, it was like a few minutes to exam to start. I had read all I can read. I didn't know what else to do or read, but I knew that maybe I needed that final to know the particular places. So I left the class, I sat down, to drink water or something. And then I saw two of our classmates walking towards us. And I heard in my spirit, I know I heard it. Go and meet these people. So I walked up to them. I was like, they were like, how are you preparing for this class? I told them, God said I should join this chariot. They said, which chariot? They've not read anything. They don't know what they are writing. They don't know. So I was now in my head. I was like, why did God tell me to meet with them? So while we are walking down, they said, okay, one of them said she wants to go to the restroom and everything. I'm like, in my mind, I was just processing it. Why did I have to come and join these people when they don't know anything? Then somebody mentioned something. And what that person mentioned, and I said, okay, let me even go to the platform, our class platform, and see if there's any information about what the person mentioned. And I went to the platform and I saw that someone had dropped a summary of, some of the things that we've done in class, just a summary. So I read through the summary while I was at the platform. I said, okay, exam. So let me just read through the summary. Do you know that when I entered the exam hall, those were the things that came out? Those are the things that came out. And he gave me a fresh, I was already coming out reading that. So it was easy for me to just, pour it out immediately. So sitting back, I'm like, God really told me to join this chariot, not because they were going to share, they were the ones to teach me something, but God needed to point me. I wasn't going to go to that platform before the exam, but God used them to point me back there, So the point is that after you have prayed, God gives instruction. For us to have manifestation, we have to follow the instruction. If not, nothing will happen. And God will not come and knock us out from the bed and say, go and do this, go and do this. Or we'll just lie down on the bed and the job offers will come. See, there are people that will tell you, from nowhere, I did not apply for this job. I just got email and they gave me. It's not true. It's not true. It's that they sent their CV to somebody and somebody submitted the CV somewhere. Nobody can call you from invisible and offer you a job. It's not true. So sometimes when they share testimonies in church, they will not tell you what they did. They will just say, this one, that one. And people will now want to jump from here. God, you did it for this person. Do it for me too. We need to go and ask them, what did you do? That's why I like winners. They will tell you, before you share your testimony, what did you do? What were the steps you took? And then what's the result? They don't let you say what happened. They will let you say what you did. That's why when you're hearing testimonies from that ministry, you hear things like, I joined the pray, maybe some of them say, I joined the outreach, I dedicated my time to go for evangelism, soul winning evangelism, or I prayed kingdom prayer consistently for 7 days. I sold this amount of money towards this. They always say it. Have you noticed? And then this is what happened. Because they can come and say, I got a new job. Somebody will be praying for a job, but there are things that they did that you're not doing. Okay, so for manifestation to happen, there has to be visualization, actions, and then the manifestation. Benefits of visualization, the power of visualization: it reduces anxiety, it enhances performance, it builds confidence, and it increases motivation. And let me tell you how this happens, how it reduces anxiety and enhances performance. As you begin to visualize, like I said, consistently visualize, your brain will begin to create a neural pathway. The brain is telling you that this is real. You are accepting it, you're embracing it. Because when you know that something is so real and you are confident in it, it reduces anxiety. Why do I have to be anxious? There's something that I'm, encountering recently. But I know that somebody is trying to take something away from me. But I know that this person cannot take it away from me. And it's not talk. Like, I have built myself to the point that I know that it cannot happen. So every other step that they are taking to make this happen, I see how everything is being cut off. Because I strongly believe, and I'm not anxious. I am confident because I know that nobody can take this away from me. So we need to get to that level of confidence when it has to do with our dreams and our vision. It helps us to be able to get to where we are supposed to get to. I think that we have exceeded our time, haven't we? So I'll just run through the rest. Okay, let's practice visualization, so that you go and continue. So close your eyes for 30 seconds. Visualize successfully achieving a small, immediate goal. Example, acing a test, successfully delivering a short presentation. Visualize it. Now I'm going to visualize my new washing machine. Okay, so begin to come back out of it. You can open your eyes now. So how did it feel? How did it feel? How did it feel? It's good. Is this something that you have always done before? So I want you to continue. Begin to practice it. Let it be a constant practice. Begin to visualize the things that you want. Begin to visualize it. Yes. Begin to visualize it. So let's run through the remaining ones. We have already done this, but let's run through it. Practical goal setting strategies. We know about the SMART goal setting. The SMART goal. Specific, your goal has to be clearly defined. No ambiguity. Just be specific. I just want to pass my exam. What does that mean? That means you can have D, or C. Okay, D is not pass, Abby. It's C. You can have C. see. Well, if that's good enough for you, but you can actually be specific. What happened?
Was back. So I said we are back. We are back from the
Okay, he's still there.
She come and check the video.
So, your goal has to be clearly defined. It doesn't have to be ambiguous. Because if it's clear, if you're able to see your goal, it's easy to be able to identify the opportunities that you need. You say, oh, I want a car. That means any of these cars that they park in mechanic that they've done there for so many years can just come to you. But once you decide, oh, I want a blue Toyota Yaris, you'll be so amazed. You begin to see it on the road. It's not that they've not been passing on the road, though, but now your brain has zoomed into that. So you begin to see it. You will not be like, I didn't know that this car is plenty. You know, there are some cars, you don't know that it's plenty until you take interest in it. You begin to see it everywhere. So that's what happens when your goal is specific. You begin to clearly see opportunities for that. You see, if your goal now is to go to America to study or something, you want to travel to America, and it's a valid goal, and you begin to meditate on, I'm telling you, opportunities begin to come. Opportunities will begin to come from unexpected places. One conversation here, a flyer will just drop somewhere. You know, opportunities will begin to come. I have a friend in our one of our platforms. She's currently working as in the health department in the UK. But I remember when we used to talk about it, she said that she would wish to travel abroad, though. She was in Lagos. She was in Nigeria then. She just said, one day I told her, if you want to travel, why don't you, begin taking steps towards it? And out of, I do it all the time. If I know that Coach Victor is interested in something, if I see an opportunity about it, I'll just forward it. I do it all the time. Oh, my friend, I'll just copy it and forward. So I saw where they are doing care work, something, training for UK. I just forwarded the thing. Just my normal phone. And she picked it up. Did the training. She said she didn't even have the training. Because she borrowed money to do the training. But she had already determined that she'll do it. She's in UK today. And when she was traveling, she left her husband and her 4 children. See how determined she was. Even when she got pregnant, she was not planning for the pregnancy. It didn't stop her. The baby was a few months old when she traveled. Do you know that today she has got her husband and she has got her 4 children in the UK? Within 2 years, she achieved all of those things. And she even told me that she borrowed money to travel, but she has paid off everything because as she was working, she was paying them their money. Within 2 years, or is it 3 years now? It really doesn't matter about her 4 children. They are inside UK with her. And she told me the other time that when she went there, she was living in a shared apartment. Even when the husband came, they were living in a shared apartment. She told me that please, that I should agree with her before she brings me into her own house. The other time that she was talking, she be in our legacy mastermind. She was saying something, the children are downstairs. Children cannot be downstairs and upstairs if you're still living in a shared apartment. So she has moved to her own house because she said as a goal, I want to travel abroad. They say, I would like to come back to Nigeria. I tell them, if you want to come back to Nigeria, put it in your vision board, write it when you come back and put it there. If you don't, you will not. You'll be carried away by other things. Before you know it, 10 years have passed. You have not come to Nigeria. But once you put it down and put it on your vision board, you see that it will propel you and give you direction. So the goal has to be clear, measurable, it has to be quantifiable. The progress can be tracked. When you pass stage 1, you know that you have passed stage 1. It has to be achievable, realistic, and attainable. It can be challenging, but it's something that has other people done it before. Can it be done? It has to be relevant. Don't go and put something that is not relevant or as something that is not realistic or achievable. You now come now and say, I'm going to be the president of America. You're not American citizen. Don't even live in America. Like how? How? Realistic. Yet it's possible to be a first lady of America, but not president. Especially if you're not a citizen. But you can marry a citizen that becomes the president and you are a first lady. After the first lady of America right now is not even an American. It's American by naturalization. Well, maybe she was born in America, but she's Russian. She's not Russian, Abby. Abby, Ukraine. She's not an American. When she speaks, you even hear it in her voice. Finally, it has to be relevant. It has to be in alignment with your values and your visions and all. And that's why that lesson on value is important, because everything has to align with your values. And that's also how you can easily make decisions. When opportunities or things come your way, you just make decision based, does it align with my values? If the answer is no, if it's no, there is no need. That's why you have to know your values. Yes. Time bound. It has to have a deadline or a target completion date. I said it when we started this class. If your goal does not have a timeline, a deadline, a target completion date is a wish. You're just wishing, oh, I wish I will travel. I wish I will buy this. I wish I will have this. I wish I will be. It has to have a deadline, a completion date. That is the difference between a wish and a goal. A lot of people have been wishing. They are not setting goals. They have been wishing. If you don't have a time that you will complete this thing, it's not a goal, it's a wish. That is the most, well, all of them are very important, but that is the most vital part of a SMART goal. There must be a time. Example, I will improve my maths grade from a C to a B by the end of next term by attending extra tutoring sessions twice a week and dedicating 30 minutes daily to practice problems. This is a SMART goal. It's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and it's time-bound. This is a SMART goal. Finally, goal hierarchy. There are different types of goals. There are long-term goals, mid-term goals, short-term goals. Even they say there is stepping stone goals. Maybe like everyday goals that you wake up in the morning. You can call that to-do list. Those are goals as well. Things that you want to achieve in a day. So your long-term goals may be between 5 to 10 years, like career, major life achievement. Mid-term goal between 1 to 2 years. This is not stepping stone. No. How did you enter? Stepping stone to long, okay. Midterms are stepping stone to long term, because your midterm goals should be leading you towards the long-term goal. Your short-term goals should be leading you towards the midterm goals. Your stepping stone, the everyday goal, should be leading you towards, because your goals, whatever goal is, should be leading towards the ultimate goal. Yes. Our goal is to inspire and equip African children with personal development skills. We are doing it in Lagos. I started doing it in my house. Then a few schools. Now we have a center here. Where we are going is Africa. By the time we have our centers all across Africa, but everything we're doing is towards that goal. Everything we're doing is towards that goal. Prioritization. These are basic strategies. You have the Eisenhower matrix. This is how you can be able to prioritize. There are different activities in a day. You need to be able to prioritize. This is an Eisenhower matrix. You need to differentiate between urgent and important. Urgent, not important. Not important, not urgent, but important. Then not urgent, not important. So when an opportunity comes to you, ask yourself, is this urgent and important? You do it immediately. This is urgent but not important. Or you can do it later on. But you do it is important, but you do it later on. This is not urgent, but it's important. You can still delegate, you can delegate, you can do it later on. It's urgent. It's not urgent. Like you don't have to do it now, but it's important. For instance, going to the gym now to build those muscles is important, but it's not urgent like right now. You can keep it for tomorrow morning when you wake up. You know, it's important towards your health goals, but it's not urgent as in now. You now leave this place and start going to gym. Then there are some that are not important. They are not urgent. Like somebody just sends you, watch this funny video now. When you're reading your book. It's not important. It's not urgent. You can do it any other time or even forget about it. Then the ones that are urgent and important, you have an exam tomorrow and you have to study. It's urgent and it's important. Yes. So, urgent, not important is, let me give you an example. No, this one, let me give you an example. Something that is urgent but not important as in right now. It's very urgent for you to read that 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. It's urgent, but at the moment that you are writing exam, you have exam tomorrow. That's not what you should be doing. Do you understand? It's important, it's urgent for your personal growth. We have gone through this lesson now. You see, it's so important. Let me go and learn more about goals. I need to, but at the moment, you're writing it's not important. You can finish your exam, then you can write it. So you need to be able to classify activities based on these metrics to be able to maximize your time and achieve your goal. Then there is a Pareto principle. Pareto principle is the 80-20 rule. 80% of results comes from 20% of effort. So you have to identify those few vital efforts that gives you 80% of your result. Even in an organization, it's actually 20% of people that produce 80% of the result in the organization. So you should be able to identify those 20% and give it more time. Exercise for a midterm goal, brainstorm 3 short-term actions needed to achieve it. So what can you call a midterm goal for you right now? A midterm goal is something that you want to achieve between 1 year and 3 years. Everybody will answer. What do you want to achieve between 1 year and 3 years? What do you want to achieve? Okay. Okay, amazing. Amazing. So for your midterm goal, what are the 3 short-term actions needed to achieve it? Short-term action, just 3 things. Yes.
Making research is good, like environment. I'm good from this to get money from.
Amazing. 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 It's really amazing. So you can see, you can apply it to everything. See how he has broken it down, because these short-term actions will lead you to the dream. So you have to have them. Do the same thing for your long-term dream. Put your midterm goals and then just add up. And that's why the next, when we are going to look at, you can be able to put those things in your vision board and begin to visualize. And finally, this is the last slide. I think we have even overshoot. This is the last slide. Staying on track, measuring your progress, tracking and monitoring. You can use your journals. I hope you all have journals. You should have a journal where you write like things like this. See here, where you live here. what you learned from this thing, apart from discussion the ones that you talked about, you might not be able to retain up to 30%. But when you write it down, you can always go back and refresh your memory. So you always should have a journal. When ideas come, when you hear something so inspiring and profound, you write it down so you can go over it again. So that's why a journal is important. Use apps, calendars, habit trackers, visual charts. Review regularly, like I said, regularly assess progress, weekly, monthly. Adjustment, be flexible. If something isn't working, adapt your approach, change. They said you're not a tree, you can move. Overcoming obstacles. Just know that obstacles will be there on your way to your dream. It's not a negative confession. Obstacles will always be there. So it takes resilience, your ability to bounce back from setback, learning from your failures, finding your why. That's what drives your motivation, celebrating small wins and seeking support. Finally, can we share one challenge that you faced when trying to achieve a goal and how you overcame it, or how you would now overcome it? We will close with that. Does anybody have something to share? One challenge that you faced when trying to achieve a goal and how you overcame it. Okay.
Procrastination.
Oh, that is one major challenge. Yes.
I overcame it by doing things.
Amazing. As in, self-discipline is the cure for procrastination. Self-discipline, eh?
I think it's more.
Self-discipline is the cure for procrastination. Self-discipline actually means doing what needs to be done when you need to do it, even when you don't feel like doing it. Self-discipline also means giving yourself an instruction and following it up with action. You instruct yourself and you take action. It took self-discipline for me to come here this morning to deliver this course because I didn't want to come here today. But because, it's already structured. I know that people that already have structured things can always pull out and all, but I had to pull myself to come here today to deliver this class. So I hope you have learned something. Even me, I've learned something too, and I'm happy I finally came. Just like, self-discipline, when you apply self-discipline, you always come out happy, empowered. There is this saying that nobody goes into a gym happy, but everybody leaves the gym saying, oh, I'm so glad I came. Because by the time you finish your exercise, your body is energized, you have released, you feel good energy, you know that you're built on weight. Everybody is happy leaving the gym. But when they are coming, they are just dragging, wishing that they are not there. The same way I'm feeling right now. I'm happy that I finally did this class and we have come to the end. Does anybody have any questions? Our online members, do you have any questions? Let me see. So sorry, the network is really bad, I know. That's why physical classes are better. Please, you have a question before we call it a day? No questions, because we understand completely. All right, thank you everyone for joining us. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll take part 3, creating and utilizing vision boards, which is this has helped me to achieve a whole lot. Vision boards. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Thank you all, and we will continue tomorrow.